All good on both ends? Yep, we're good to go. All right. Hey, everybody, welcome to week 2. As you know, it is week 2 of the NFL, and every Wednesday I will be doing my predictions. If you do not know me by now, my name is Juan Rodriguez. I write articles for the Great American Sports Network, and just a little background on me again. Just love the game of football. I love everything about it, and I like making these predictions. And my favorite part about it is hearing what you guys have to say. So anytime questions, answer, you got questions, I got answers. So walking to week 2 for every fan out there whose team won on week 1, congratulations. And for the fans that didn't, keep your head up. It's just 1 week. No need to overreact. So on top of all that, let's get started. So week 2 is going to kick off tomorrow with the battle for Ohio, as we got the visiting Cincinnati Bengals going up against the Cleveland Browns. In this game, I got the Cincinnati Bengals over the Browns. Just from what I saw and hearing everything out of Cleveland, it's just a bad relationship all around. Cincinnati looks like, after the Joe Burrow game 1 experiment, it looks like they made the right pick, and he looks like he's ready to take over the franchise. There's going to be some growing pains with the Bengals, but right now I'm going to go with the Bengals over the Browns only due to the fact that the Bengals seem like they're ready to rock and roll while the Browns are just still overhyped from last season. So give me the Bengals on that one. Next game on the card, we got the G-Men, the New York Giants, going up against the monsters of the Midway, the Chicago Bears. So the Giants are on a short week. They just got off a defeat at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers, while the Bears came back with 3 touchdowns from Mitchell Trubisky. And I'm going to take the Bears over the Giants on this one. I think the Giants are still a couple pieces away before they can really put it all together. And the Bears, I think their defense is going to come out rocking and rolling. They're going to have a little bit of better showing than they did on week 1. So give me the Bears over the Giants. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. For the Eagles, it was not a good week 1. Their offensive line as a whole gave up 8 sacks to a very impressive Washington defensive line, while the Rams came out victorious with a questionable call at the end against the Dallas Cowboys in their home opener in their brand new stadium, SoFi. Give me the Rams over the Eagles. The Eagles are going to get Lane Johnson back. They're going to get Miles Sanders back, but they have way more problems than just a right tackle and a running back coming back from this. And the Rams are going to look to improve to go 2-0. Give me the Rams over the Eagles on this one. Next game, we got 2 teams that lost their first game. We got the Atlanta Falcons going to Dallas to take on America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to take the Falcons over this one. The Dallas Cowboys, not only did they have a crushing defeat at the end, but they also walked away from the game a little hurt, a little banged up. Sean Lee's going to miss some time. Van Der Esch is going to miss some time, and that defense is uh, did not hold up its end of the bargain. The offense doesn't look any different. Just from one game, looking at one game, all they did was replace Jason Garrett with, I guess, a cheaper Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy. I saw no explosion of that offense, which everybody was kind of hyped up about because they have Cooper, Michael Gallup, and first round, pretty much a first round superstar that everybody knew in CeeDee Lamb, but it did not look explosive. Zeke Elliott is still the man until otherwise, but I think the Falcons will go to Dallas and they will steal one from the Cowboys to go 1-1, and the Dallas will fall to 0-2. So give me the Falcons on that one. Next up, we got the Panthers going up against the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Buccaneers in this one. It was not a good showing for the first game for Tom Brady and the gang, but it's, as I mentioned last week, it's a new team. Chemistry is going to get rolling, and I think this is going to be a perfect time for the Buccaneers to get rolling over the Panthers, as they almost beat the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders did score the last game-winning touchdown with a little bit left to go, and it was just too late for them to catch back. I don't think nothing improves here. The Panthers defense is still young. The Buccaneers, I think they showed that they can do it. It's just now it's all about getting the timing down. And I think after week one, and especially Bruce Arians calling out Tom Brady, I think the Buccaneers will regroup. They'll get this victory, and the Panthers will fall to 0-2. The Buccaneers will go 1-1. So give me the Buccaneers over the Panthers. And then we move on to the next game. We got the San Francisco 49ers going up against the New York Jets. The 49ers suffered an upset for their home opener against the Arizona Cardinals as DeAndre Hopkins had 14 catches and 151 yards, and Kyler Murray surprised everybody by scoring a rushing touchdown and himself, and they upset the 49ers. And the Jets, they just looked they didn't, what can I say? They look like the Jets. No surprise there. Bit of an injury update, though. George Kittle did not practice, but from what I'm hearing is that is not going to keep him out of the game. He is going to play on Sunday, and I do believe the 49ers regroup. They get this victory, and this is kind of a spot where Jets fans are asking, is Adam Gase the right man? And I truly believe by week 4, if the Jets don't turn this around, Adam Gase will be out of a head coaching job pretty soon. But I got the 49ers over the Jets. No surprise there. So, yeah, give me the Niners over the Jets. Then moving on, we got two teams who recently just played on Monday night. You got the Denver Broncos, who ended up losing on a last-second field goal by Stephen Gostkowski to the Titans. The Denver Broncos going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were victorious over the New York Giants. They both are in a short week, so it's a pretty even-keel matchup. And then what we got, I have the Steelers winning this one. I just think their defense showed that they are capable to carry this offense heading every single week. I think the defense is going to give the Steelers offense every chance possible they can to try to get the offense going as much as they can. As far as the Broncos, the loss of Von Miller was significant. Bradley Chubb is back, but he's still not 100%. After that, it's just a free-for-all. AJ Abouye just landed on the IR, so he's going to miss a few weeks, and it's just not looking good for the Broncos right now, health-wise, and I think team-wise, not looking good. Jerry Jeudy did have a couple of drops on that Monday nighter that kind of killed their drives on 2 separate occasions. But overall, it's not over for the Broncos. I just think the Steelers' defense is going to be a little too much for this Broncos offensive line. So I'm going to go Pittsburgh over the Broncos on this one. Then moving on, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the Tennessee Titans. Jacksonville, who had an upset victory of their own, going up against the Indianapolis Colts, who are kind of a dark horse to win this division. The Jaguars did come away victorious against the Colts last week, and then we got the Titans, who I just previously mentioned, did beat the Denver Broncos on a late field goal by Stephen Gostkowski. And in this one, I got the Titans. Look, it's just been that way. The Titans with Derrick Henry just runs all over the Jaguars, and I expect the same outcome. I don't see what can be the key main difference. The Jaguars, they got the victory over the Colts, but I think the Titans are probably going to put them back into, push them back down to earth, and the Titans will move on to be 2-0 while the Jaguars go to 1-1, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, give me the Titans over the Jacksonville Jaguars on this one. And then moving on, we got the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. The Lions were 1 catch away from winning the game against the Bears. The rookie, DeAndre Swift, he dropped the ball in the end zone, cost them the game. Well, I mean, it wasn't the total heartbreaker. It's just, that could have won him the game. And it's just, especially for a rookie, it's going to be growing pains, but hopefully he learns from it and he only gets better from here on out. So, but, the opponent they're facing this week, the Green Bay Packers, they put up 40 plus against a Minnesota defense that's supposed to, be pretty good. I know they're missing Daniel Hunter. He'll be back after week 3. And it's just they put up 40 against a Mike Zimmer defense, which Mike Zimmer is one of the most respected coaches, defensive minded at least, in the NFL. But for this matchup, give me the Packers. They move to 2-0, and the Lions, they go to 0-2. Moving on to the next one, we got the Buffalo Bills going up against the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna take Buffalo. Give me Buffalo in this one. I think Josh Allen is only going to get better from here on out. And, that offense is going to click. The defense is going to keep rolling. While the Dolphins are still going to, rely on Fitzpatrick to kind of show two of the ropes when it is his time. And right now, the Dolphins, defensively, are still a couple pieces away. Offensively, they're still a couple pieces away. But give me the Bills over the Dolphins on this one. I think Buffalo heads to Miami. They take this one on the road. They go to 2-0. Miami goes to 0-2. Moving on to the next game, two teams that were kind of upset defeats. You got the Minnesota Vikings. Well, I wouldn't say upset, just kind of, you think they would put a better game. They got Minnesota versus Indianapolis on week 2. I'm going to take Indy only due to the fact that they're home. In a game like this, you always want to go for the home crowd. It's just, kind of a logical thing to do. I think the Colts can hang with Minnesota, especially with Hunter still out, and the Colts looking to rebound after that kind of a letdown that they gave up the lead to Jacksonville to go to 0-1. And we'll see what happens here. Phillip Rivers looked good behind that offensive line. Jonathan Taylor is probably going to be the starting running back, even when Marlon Mack does come back. Jonathan Taylor proved that he is the starter for the Indianapolis Colts. So give me the Colts over the Vikings. Vikings will go to 0-2. Colts will go to 1-1. Then moving on to the probably surprising game or surprising winning team from last week, the Washington football team going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Washington's defense put up 8 sacks on Carson Wentz, and that was just due to the fact that the offensive line was banged up by Philly, but nonetheless, you still got to give him credit. It is the NFL. 8 sacks is hard to do, especially in one game. So, give credit where credit is due. And they were down 17-0 at one point. They came back to win 24-17. So give credit to that. The Cardinals didn't upset on the 49ers with Kyler Murray and the gang. And I mentioned in videos in past where since this trade with DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray has a shot to be a dark horse candidate for a Pro Bowler. And I do think that if he keeps playing the way he is with his mobility, and if he keeps finding Hopkins, Kirk, and Larry, I think it's not out of reach. It's still a prove it year for him, but I think if anything proves it, he's ready to take the next step, especially with DeAndre as your number one, and that always makes it easier for a quarterback. In this game, however, I am going to ride with Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals over the Washington football team. So that will put Arizona at 2-0. Washington will go to 1-1. In the next matchup, we got the Ravens going up against the Texans. It's a tough stretch for the Texans. They did open up the season against the Kansas City Chiefs last Thursday for the opening kickoff, and didn't look good. The receivers weren't there. Obviously, the receiver took a hit when they traded Hopkins. The defense just got outplayed by that Kansas City offense, which is not out of the ordinary. And now they got to go to Houston, or they go home to Houston. They got to go play against the Ravens, who put up 38 against Cleveland. And I don't know what's going to happen now, but as far as offensively for the Texans, but for the Ravens offense, I expect them to go to Houston and just take control of this game. Give me the Ravens over the Texans. I got Baltimore over the Texans. I think the Ravens offense is going to be too much for the defense, and eventually the offense for Houston if Bill O'Brien doesn't figure something out. It's just going to be 3-and-out fest, and the Ravens are just going to take over Houston. Give me Ravens over the Texans. Then moving on, we got the Super Bowl reigning champs, Kansas City Chiefs, going up against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are going to have their home opener at SoFi. against the reigning Super Bowl champs, but it's probably not going to be as good as the Rams. Give me the Chiefs. The Chiefs are too much right now. The Chargers just escaped with the victory over the Cincinnati Bengals, and it took a missed field goal for them to win the game. But I think the Chiefs are going to be a totally different story. I expect them to come to Los Angeles and just, throw everywhere, run it, especially with that rookie, Clyde Herrera-Harris. I expect, Patrick Mahomes to do it. I expect, Andy Reid and his offense to keep doing what they're doing for the last couple seasons. The Chargers are kind of in a rebuilding phase, and I don't think the offense is going to go toe to toe with these guys. And defensively, I don't think they're ready to stop that offense either way. So give me the Chiefs over the Chargers. Then here we go for the Sunday Night Football matchup. It is a Super Bowl rematch. One of the most exciting Super Bowls in my lifetime that ended in an interception over on the 1 yard line when they should have just ran it. And I'm talking about the New England Patriots go to Seattle. We don't know. We just got word that if the air quality is bad, they are thinking of postponing the game. We'll see what happens there. But as of right now, the game is on schedule. The game is on point. I'm going to take Seattle. If they were to play, I'm going to take Seattle over New England. New England came out good. They did what they had to do against the Dolphins. Cam Newton did start. It wasn't the greatest passing day. However, he did get 2 rushing touchdowns. I just think Seattle proved that they are the NFC favorite. I do have them going to the Super Bowl along with the Ravens. And I think right now the Seahawks will probably get New England's number unless some miracle happens or unless they postpone it. Then we'll see what happens from there. But other than that, I got Seattle over the Patriots on this one. And then Monday night, we got the New Orleans Saints going to the home opener of Las Vegas. It is the home opener for the Raiders in Vegas, Monday Night Football. The Raiders did beat the Panthers in a very back and forth contested match against the Panthers. And the Saints just from the get-go, the Buccaneers did score first, and then they just scored, kept going, scoring, and then they stopped Brady a couple times with the pick six. Give me the Saints over the Raiders. I think the Saints are going to be too much for the Raiders, especially for that young defense who the defensive line did not cause any pressure on Teddy Bridgewater. And, it's one thing to not cause pressure on Teddy Bridgewater, but if you give Drew Brees all that time, he's going to pick you apart. I think the Saints ruin the home opener for the Raiders. Give me the Saints over the Raiders on the Monday Night Football. Week 1, I did go 9 for 7 in my predictions, and it was did it go over 500? But hey, always room to improve. I think when it's all said and done, week 2 is going to show what's going to be the storyline heading for some of these teams. As I mentioned, the 3 things I am going to mention: the Jets with Adam Gase, should they lose, he's going to be on the hot seat, and it's going to be to a point where if Adam Gase is going to be the head coach moving forward. Another team is the Detroit Lions. If they lose this one to the Packers, which more probably likely than not they will, Matt Patricia will probably get on the hot seat as well. We all got to remember that Jim Caldwell was 9-7, and he got released. They hired Matt Patricia, and he's been 9-23-1. So it would be kind of erroneous if Matt Patricia was not in the hot seat if you were to lose this. And the third one, I guess for me, my third one would be the I guess the Buccaneers in a way, because you were kind of the media darlings over the off season. The second Brady signed with Tampa Bay, you guys were the media darlings, and you go to New Orleans, which is not a tough place to it's not an easy place to play in, but with no fans, it was kind of weird to see Tom Brady. But I understand, first game together, the chemistry's not there. But other than that, I really don't see. Should Tampa Bay lose this one, I think there would be questions if maybe Tampa Bay did make the wrong decision in signing Tom Brady, to play for the Buccaneers with Bruce Arians. But it's still young in the season. So for every fan out there, just hang in there. For the teams that won in week one, congratulations. For the fans, good job. And for the fans that didn't win, hey, it's week one. 15 more games to go. Week two is going to start tomorrow. It's a new day. It's a new page of the week. Anything can happen. We've seen it all. So that's pretty much it. I mean, those are my picks. We'll see. I mean, if we have any questions, do we have any questions for it? Click the thing. No questions. Okay, then.
No, just Aaron said, did you pick the Chiefs?
Yes, Aaron. Thank you for commenting. I did pick the Chiefs or the Chargers. I mentioned that I think the Chargers defense is going to be, it's going to be too much, or the Chiefs offense is going to be too much for the Chargers offense to kind of control. They are still a young team offensively. There's still some missing pieces there, especially on the offensive line. They just escaped away from Cincinnati last week, and the Chiefs just picked up from where they left off in the final minutes of the Super Bowl. So I am going to go Kansas City over the Los Angeles Chargers. Thank you, Aaron. Do you have another one? Or
she asked, last week, did you pick them?
The Chiefs? I did. I did pick the Chiefs over the Texans. I didn't have trust in that Texans wide receiver core. It's but I mean, it's a given. You trade DeAndre Hopkins for whatever reason, you trade him, and you expect to get the same productivity for three wide receivers who are a pillow fight away to land on the injured reserve. But yeah, I picked the Chiefs last week against the Texans, and I pick them again this week against the Chargers. I don't see it would be a major upset. That would probably be the major upset should the Chargers go in and beat the Chiefs in Los Angeles at SoFi. Thanks, Aaron. Was that any other ones or?
Peter Jackson.
Ooh, what do we got?
Broncos about to shock the world.
I mean, it's doable. I'm never going to say, because every team has a 50-50 chance no matter what. It's just from what I saw, Von Miller's presence was greatly missed. I know, Jeremy Atuchu did get a sack, which was nice. But I think from what I saw from the Steelers and from what I saw from the Broncos, the Steelers defense to hold Saquon for a limited rushing yards. They did give up that one play to him. But other than that, his name was very quiet. With Philip Lindsay probably going to miss some time. A.J. Bouye going to miss some time. Bradley Chubb's health is still in question. I don't know. And especially going to Pittsburgh, I know no fans are going to be allowed, but it's still a pretty tough place to play. But I'm still going to stick with it. But, hey, anything can happen. 50-50, my man. Thank you, Peter.
All right. GSN Sports. Do you think Gardner Minshew can match his performance from last week versus the Colts where he was 19 out of 20 passing?
The problem is with Minshew and the Titans, because the history of the Titans with Derrick Henry rushes so many yards against the Titans. Minshew doesn't have enough time to be out there. And when they don't have enough time and they have to keep playing catch up, it's probably not going to be possible for him to do what he did last week against the Colts, especially if the Titans and Derrick Henry keeps having the same success he's had it against the Jaguars these last couple seasons. I'm going to say no. And, listen, we all love Minshew Mania. I mean, it's a cool fad. It's a cool phase in the NFL. It's going to be pretty hard for him to duplicate that. But I'm going to say no, and I still have the Titans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thanks, guys. Any other ones? Or it's all of them? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you guys for the questions. Hopefully my answers were good enough. As always, you can catch me on Tuesday. Oh, do we have another one? Oh, what do we got?
Do you think Brady's issue with the new team, his age, or not having his regular support? Were you surprised that he had as hard a time as he did.
Who's this?
Aaron.
Aaron, same thing. I think for me, what it was, it's just they're not. It's a new team, but the veteran presence is there. And with Bruce Arians as the head coach, it's gonna take a minute for them to, get the chemistry down. But I think with all the professional veteranship that they have all around, I think they are gonna get it together. I say by week 5, they'll. I got them going again. I got them winning against the Panthers. But for me personally, I think by week 5, you're gonna see the real Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they have all the pieces down. They got the timing down. They get the chemistry down because the defense played as well as they could play against the Saints. They did as well as they could. It's just, that pick six and those interceptions killed them to go out in that field. And then that's when Alvin Kamara did his thing to shine. And, all respect to him, but I think the Buccaneers defense did all they could to help the offense. I think in this game, he's going to attack a young defense who, remember, the Panthers drafted all their draft picks in last draft were all defensive players. And out of them, 4 of them are going to be starting. Troy Pride was out there and he gave up that touchdown to Nelson Aguilar. That was just a rookie mistake on his end. And a bunch of misses. Derek Brown did look impressive, but there was a couple times, unfortunately, he was going up against Incognito and Ronnie Hudson, who are some of the best guard and centers in the game. I think for this one, the Buccaneers are going to try to get back in sync. They're going to use this as a way to let's fix our problems. And I think the Buccaneers get back in shape. I got the Buccaneers over the Panthers. Thanks, Aaron. Ooh, Aaron's coming with the hot one. GASN? What do they got?
Are the Cardinals for real after beating 49ers, or can the Washington football team keep it going for Ron Rivera and make it a game versus the Cardinals?
Well, that's an interesting one. Are they both for real? Was Washington playing with the presence of mind to win one for a coach who is suffering through a hard time right now, through a disease right now? And, we're all praying for him. It's good to see him out there. It was a little scary to hear that he did have to take an IV at halftime. That was kind of a shocker moment, but he came out. They got the victory for him. And with the Cardinals, hey, the dynamic changed the second the team got DeAndre Hopkins. The second they got DeAndre Hopkins, the dynamic changed. And I think Arizona can keep going. It's just that defense does have to step up. And they have to keep doing, and they have to keep improving on the defensive side. But other than that, I think Arizona can keep it rolling. I think they got Washington this week. So I'm going to take Arizona over Washington. Kyle Levy, what do we got?
Would you sit Gronk out on fantasy? He only got maybe 5 points.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, we love Gronk because of his antics. We love Gronk because he's like a big kid playing the game. But he is a year away from retiring from football. Like, he retired and he's coming back. He's a year out of retirement. Right now, OJ Howard, Cameron Brate is probably your best bet, unless you have a stacked enough team to where you could put Gronk as your tight end for a goal line situation only. I wouldn't use him as a starter. I wouldn't even know why people would draft him. I guess it's the name, but I'm going to say no. I say sit him out this week. It is the Panthers, but I still think he's still trying to get his legs going from being a year out of retirement. Thanks, Kyle. Anything else? No? We good? All right. All right, guys. Thank you for the questions. Hopefully my answers were good enough for you guys. I will post this on another page that I will share with the network. And as always, you can catch me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. With my brother as we do the Silver and Bro show, as we recap the game for the Raiders, the previous game for the Raiders, and we look ahead for the Raiders matchup. That's Tuesdays at 7, and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. at this very time, this very station, I do my weekly picks, my weekly predictions. I go back to what I did last week, how my record was, and as I mentioned, 9-7, good start. It can always improve, and every 7 or every Wednesday, 7 p.m., I will be here. We got something, or what do we got from Aaron? What do we got, Aaron?
Do you think the missing fans made a huge difference?
No, no. Honestly, what I saw was it was football. It was good old-fashioned football. I think what people fail to realize is some of these guys that are playing in the NFL are from cities that, very small towns, very small populations within the city that have no fans in the stands at all. And I think they are used to that. Now, granted, some of these guys did play in big time colleges, but I think what it is these guys are so focused in on the game itself that I don't think the fans, yes, they do make a difference and it's fun to be there, but I think it didn't make a difference. I think what it did do was just show that, hey, these guys just want to play, and I am thankful for that these guys do want to play, and hopefully little by little we can go back in, because I miss tailgating with people. I miss tailgating with the opponent's fans. It's fun, but I don't think as far as fans being out of the game, I don't think it affected any games whatsoever. I think if anything, they played the way they were going to play regardless. So I say no to that, but don't get me wrong, I would love to go back to a football game. Thanks, Aaron. Any other ones or?
No, Kyle's just adding on that he drafted because of Gronk's chemistry.
And that's probably going to be my many fantasy advices that I can give to people out there. Try your hardest to never draft a player or two players from the same team. Because then you're just going to rely on him to help one or the other. That's one of my many advices for fantasy football. Never draft players, from the same team, because it's just not going to work out. Majority of the time it never works out. So, that's my one advice, Kyle. Don't do that. Any other ones or?
Anything? I don't have Brady. I have Mahomes.
Oh,
Kyle.
hey, you're good then. You ain't got to worry about it. You're good to go. Don't worry. That dude's going to get you a bunch of fantasy points. Believe me, he is. So you're good. You're good. Don't worry about the quarterback then. You're fine. Just make sure you have a good backup when it is his bye week.
I believe we're good.
Yeah, we're all good to go. Okay, guys. So remember, Tuesdays at 7 for any Raider fans watching this. Me and my brother, Silver and Bro Show. Same station, everything. Every Wednesday will be my weekly picks and, going over the games. And other than that, good luck to everybody week 2. Have fun. Be safe. Just be grateful that football's back and it felt normal. Like we have some normalcy in our life. So let's all enjoy this week together. So, for the teams that are going to have fans in there, be safe and, just be careful out there. It's a weird time right now. So just have fun with it though. Other than that, I will see you guys next Wednesday at 7. Check us out on Tuesday for Raider fans out there, 7 p.m. for the Silver and Bro Show. And see you guys next week. Take care.